Okay, so one of the few mysteries about Dokkan is we still don't know the main composer for the OSTs. We can find out a lot through data miners, but as far as my knowledge goes, we still have no idea who is the head composer for all these OSTs. And just like the animations, just like basically like everything else in the game, from early Dokkan to where we are here in 2023, has just exploded and just gotten so much better. There's times where now they're even going back for the Blue Fusions during the 8th anniversary. They put active skill OSTs in, and that's never happened before. So they're adding more to these characters that didn't used to have them for some parts. I think there's possibilities that maybe during the 9th year or something we could. I'm trying to remember if UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta have a revival OST. If they don't, they could give them revival OSTs and stuff like that. So, like, there's these chances where we could see even more OSTs come in, and it's amazing to listen to. And I wish we knew. Like, hey, was he on like one of these big amazing animes that everyone knows? Did he work on those and now he's working for Dokkan, or is he some underground guy that no one knows unless you're like a hardcore die hard fan of this man, that you know him? Like, I would love to know. I know a lot of people would love to know who this guy is too, and or who the main composer is, or if it's a group, love to know the group too. So what this video is here is, I'm not just gonna suck off the composer because they're good. Like, this is up there for mobile games. This is up there for one of the best OSTs in mobile games. I don't want to say console games because that's a that's a way different war. But mobile game wise, this is probably top 10, maybe you could like top 5 of everything. I think you could probably argue that. And since the last time I did a OST tier list was like 2019, I figured time to update. Recently, just it was probably 7-8 months ago, I went back and looked at my old OST list, and I'm like, hey, I want to do something with this, and just been so busy that I just haven't been able to sit down and record the stuff, because this is one of the hardest videos to record because there's so many lines I have to go through. Then I have to get what I do, I take screenshots of the card on my phone, send them over to my computer, and then I go bit by bit, put everything into the video. So this is one of the hardest videos to record and edit and make, but I absolutely love this. Definitely want to get this out before Worldwide of 2023. Right now, we don't know exactly what it is. A lot of people are thinking Future Saga, which could be like Z Future Saga with like the androids, Gohan and Trunks, or it could be Super Future Saga with like Zamasu, Vegito Blue, Super Trunks, or I guess Rage Trunks, but the super variant of you know what I mean. So we don't know. That's the speculation. But I want this out because last year, Cooler's OSTs were great. But then you had that Revival Goku OST, which just, that shattered everything in my opinion. That was a year ago. And there's been stuff that's come out since then that's just still like, hey, it surpassed it. So, I want to get this out before Worldwide because I have a feeling whether it's Vegito Blue, whether it's a Future Gohan, Trunks, whatever, Zamasu, whatever, that might change the game again, and it might change my opinion on these OSTs again. So then maybe next year, before Worldwide 2024, maybe I'll be doing this again. And it's like, oh, look at number 1. See what this was last year? See how this changed the game? So, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I have pulled up here my honorable mentions. I'm going to just go through the honorable mentions here real quick, and then we will get into the top 10. So, there's 6 because there's so many to pick from, so many that's just like, hey, I want to add them in, but there's other stuff that are better. So we have Tech Bardock's intro. I guess I should mention that too. Intros also count, so I'm not only doing actives or stuff like that. Intros, actives, revives, anything with an OST can count. So honorable mention, Tech Bardock's OST. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, which he was on my list 4 or 5 years ago whenever I made the video. That one's still a banger. Int LR Nameku, the one that was that 2 years ago, worldwide 2 years ago, which kind of sounds like Hero. We got STR Carnival Goku, which is the one from the Hachiak movie. We got the Fizz God Goku, the intro. Well, okay, I put intro / active because they're both good. That intro is... But see, I don't know. I can't pick between the two. So I have both of them on here because Fizz God Goku is just all around a crazy unit. And then I have STR Super Vegeta, who to this day, he may not be like an amazing unit anymore, but that OST, that active skill OST is so much fun. So with that being said, with the honorable mentions out of the way, once again, any type of OST, let's go ahead and get into the top 10, starting with number 10 was on my list a couple years ago, and I mean, I don't know what it is about it. To me, it's a timeless. I love the OST for STR Bojack. There's just I don't know how to explain it. There's just a like it's so hard to describe it because it's such a fun OST. It does feel like kind of like a pirate. I know some people said it's like a fairy tale OST if you watch that anime. And I just see it like it doesn't fully fit Bojack, but at the same time it fits Bojack perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I didn't really explain this in the intro either, but I'm gonna play about 30 more seconds of it, and then we're gonna go on to number 9. Number 9 is from the most recent Global NJP same time celebration being Golden Week, and that is the Int Piccolo Jr. The active skill, his active skill, which you can basically activate if you're facing 2 or more enemies. I love the flute at the start, the build up as he's exploding. He sends his arms out and then he's exploding. I just think all around this OST just really fits this unit. Really fits the character, and I mean it helps with the animation. Like 90% of the game is the OST and animation really help each other. The voice acting, whether it be dub or sub, which some people, the dub side can be a little weird, especially the 8th anniversary Super Saiyan 2 Goku or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Their standby can be a little bit weird at times. But for the most part, either or, like if you're listening to either or, I think the dubs or sub really help everything. Like they all just kind of coexist and help each other. This again, just real fun, real recent. Obviously, it's been 4 months since the release of the Piccolo Jr. He actually I believe they're supposed to be coming back on the worldwide banner. So if you have not pulled him, here's a chance to pull him. He's coming up again soon. I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe that's when the Golden Week characters come back. So, let's go ahead and get on to number 8. I mean, how can you not? How can you not at least have one of these? And if you really want to, you can split this and put Vegito's active skill here too. I like Gogeta's a little more. I still love that start. I believe it's a violin at the start of Vegito's. I mean, they're both just top tier. I know I don't have Vegito in the animal mentions, but again, just kind of splitting it here and just saying that it's basically tied with STR Gogeta. But I'm gonna label this one the STR Gogeta active skill 1, number 8. Just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. When we first found out about this, everyone was flipping out. Everyone's like, okay, now they can do this unit, they can do this unit, this unit. And the fact that they made the Blue Fusions one of, God, like a top 5 unit in the game. Like, they're split, like, again, they're taking up the same spot, essentially, within, like, top 5 units, maybe top 10 now, since they've, you know, it's been a while since they've dropped on JP, but they're still amazing. You know, new OSTs, you know, easy A's for them, just coincided, again, just like I was saying before, coincided just made the unit like that much better to look at, to listen to. It's so much fun. This is such a fun OST. And, you know, not 90% of the time, but we'll say 50% of the time you're going for the kill shot with that active skill. You're going to get that little fling, and, you know, Gogeta looking at you. It's perfect. It's perfect. Now, I probably would like Vegeta folding his arms better, just because it's such a far shot of Gogeta, but they're still just, they're perfect. Like, they're just perfect. So let's get on to number 7. So, number 7 took me probably 5 months to grow on me. It took a little bit to grow on me. I did not pull this unit actually until I actually had to buy them with coins during the 8th anniversary. But, you know, I didn't, all I saw was this unit being slandered. Didn't really check out the OSTs, didn't really, you know, care too much. I had pulled Metal Cooler, so, you know, I was using him a lot, you know, listening to his OSTs. But, you know, after a while, just kind of sat down, listened to this morale boost. Still the only morale boost, and I guess that could change if, you know, a couple weeks here with Worldwide, but it's still the only morale boost, definition of morale boost in the game here. So, it's a weird one where at first it's just like, yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is, but the more you listen to it, and you listen to it with the voice and the animation, it's just like, okay, yeah, you know what, I see it, I see it. So, I love this now. I'll listen to this, you know, every once in a while, you know, doing whatever. It's such a fun OST, and I'm kind of sad that it took me so long to get used to it. That's why I kind of have it a little lower in this list, because if I would have warmed up to it right away, I might have had this top 5. It might have been top 5. The problem is, there's so many spots competing for top 5 within this top 10 that it's like, can I really do that now? Especially because I didn't have as fond a memory of it at first, and it took me a while to. So that's why it is on where it is on the list here at number 7. Let's go ahead and get on to number 6. Alright, number 6, the most recent Dokkan Fest LR on JP. This will be coming to Global during, well, we hope it's the thank you celebration. Last year they pulled a quick one on us and they released the Resurrection of Blues during the thank you celebration. But it'll be coming either in November or December, around the time that Heroes will be coming to, which they usually come in November. So it's either before them, like they do with Tech Gogeta, which was a couple years ago, or it's after, like what they did with the Vegeta and Trunks last year. So this is the standby. Personally, I like this more than when he goes into full power. There's just something about this that this feels like Super Saiyan 4. This just embodies it, in my opinion. Now, the other one's good. I can't complain about the other one, because that one's good too. But this, it feels like they were supposed to be switched, and they end up just going with putting this here. So this is basically, you know, when Oob comes in for the standby part of the unit. But it feels like it's almost like, hey, you could have switched these, and maybe it would have made it 10 times better. I don't know. Obviously, it's, you know, an amazing scene in the show. They, you know, replicated that really well in this, you know, in the game here. But I feel like I would love it a little more if this was actually going into full power. That's just, I don't know what it is, but it's just speaks and screams Super Saiyan 4. It just feels like, hey, this is what it's supposed to be. This is the raw energy of Super Saiyan 4. So, with that being said, we are at, into the top 5. Here we go. It's this one is timeless to me. This one is just amazing to me. I absolutely love this one. This is one of my favorite OSTs. Has been for a long time, and it's gotta sit here at 5 because there's been so many good OSTs that have come out since. I can't put this higher. I tried to. I've revised this list, look at this list so many times. You know, I'll walk away for a day or two, come back to this list, and I'm just like, I can't move it up. Same with the 6 through 10. I can't move it up. But this one holds a special place in my heart. I absolutely love this. I think the animations are good with this. I love the start, just the opening part of the OST here, just to get Gogeta out, and then you see him and it explodes. It's such a timeless OST. And I absolutely love it. Now, this is where I would, also kind of insert STR Vegito, because I think he's still probably that good. Spoiler alert, he's not top 5. I'm sorry. But, if you want to put him just below Tech Gogeta or, slash Tech Gogeta, or slash STR Vegito here, put him right around 5. I probably would do that, be okay with that. I know a lot of people love that STR Gogeta OST, and it's a banger. But for me, there's just been so many that have come out since that unit that it's like, I'm sorry, I can't put him top 10. But he's right. He's fighting for top 10, just like all these other units, just like all these honorable mentions. They're all fighting for top 10, but I can't put them all in there. And I could do 50 honorable mentions and still be like, yeah, okay, but I could put this unit up here in top 5 or top 10. So it's so hard. I know some people are gonna hate this because I don't have STR Gogeta in the top 5. But if you want to put him here at 5, there you go. You can tie him with Tech Gogeta. So let's get on to number 4. Gamma 2. What else am I supposed to say? This OST, the intro OST, is amazing. Amazing. I absolutely love this OST. Somehow, not really spoiler alert, because it's been like a year and a half or whatever. He dies in the movie, but he got so much more love in Dokkan than I thought he would. He got so much more love in Dokkan than he did in Legends. Well, until the tag unit came out during the anniversary for Legends. But there was a good 6 months, not 6 months, probably like 8 months between the release of the Gammas and the anniversary on Legends. And I don't know what it is. They poured so much love into this unit. Now, overall, as like a unit itself, Gamma 1's probably better because he guards the first, I think it's at 5 turns, builds up damage reduction and whatnot, builds up attack and defense. So he's like untouchable in slot 1. But OST-wise, they're just like, yeah, who cares about Gamma 1? They start similar, they start really similar, but then you just explode with that superhero at the end of the OST, and it just explodes, and you get Gamma 1 just going, superhero. It feels like such a disrespect because they shafted Gamma 1 so much. You have a high, not high pitch, but like a hyped up guy here, and then you just have like, yeah, I'm just that guy. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to take this guy over this monotone guy. He might be the better unit, but there's so much energy, so much fun in it that it's like, yeah, I just want to run this man. And I'm not saying he's bad either, because you pair him up together, and he's holding down slot too, like, he's just holding it down. I couldn't think of an analogy for that. So, let's go ahead and move into the top 3. Here we go. God, it has been, on global, it's just over a year from the release of the Super Saiyan 4 Goku Vegeta that fuse into Gogeta. For JP, it's been a year and a half since the release. These OSTs, and more specifically the Super Saiyan 4 OSTs, have not aged a day. All 3 of them, the intro, the active skill to fuse, the active skill for Gogeta, have not aged. I don't know what it is, the God's active skill, the intro, just, it doesn't get me excited. It's a good OST, but compared to that intro, for the Super Saiyan 4s, it's like, yeah, they're like that far different. You can't even see my hands. That's how much of a difference there are between how good the Super Saiyan 4 is and where the Gods are. Then you have the, transforming to blue, which isn't bad. It's okay in my opinion. I like the OSTs for the units are just Now I think as time has gone on, I think for a long time there was a bigger gap between more uses of Gods. Gods are better because better teams. But then all of a sudden, Super Saiyan 4 started closing the gap because they're starting to do more GT stuff. So you're using, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who we mentioned earlier in this video. And slowly they're creeping up towards them. But just OST-wise, not like excluding unit-wise, OST-wise, all three are better. And the active skill just, it's the cherry on top of an amazing unit, an amazing just everything about this. This is probably half of the hypest unit ever Dokkan's released, because you have to add, the blues in that too, because they were part of the same anniversary for part 1. So, with that being said, let's go ahead, listen to that 30 seconds, and move on to number 2. Number 2, for a bit, I went back and forth. I flip-flopped between number 2, flipping coins. I went back and forth between number 2 and number 1, and I ended up settling the Tech Revival Super Saiyan Goku, the LR, as the number 2 spot, and you will see who number 1 here is in a second. This unit, I don't know how, there's so much power to it. There's, the revival, the build up to it, the hero's comeback, if you want to call it that, which, when Goku revives the bird, he becomes Jesus, can give life again. There's just, everything is just so perfect. You can just hear the audio and can go, yeah, you know what? That can not only be used for Dokkan, that can be used for, again, a hero powering up and, coming back for round 2 of a fight or whatever, the comeback of a fight. Literally, it could fit with, almost anything, ever for a comeback or something like that. It just starts out slow, slowly builds up, and then it builds up, and it hits you, and it just, throws you into the ground, just like Goku does in his active skill, with basically 2 punches. This is just, it's tied for me for first place, but I had to do a ranking system, so I have to put it number 2, because number 1 and 30 seconds. Number one is Vegeta and Trunks, the LR that came out basically a little over a year ago on JP, and we are about 4 months away from it being a year old on Global. I don't know what it is, but you could, just like Carnival Goku, the Tech 1 Carnival Goku, you can listen to this and you can just go, yeah, I can plop that there, here, here, and here, and it just fits with everything. You can, listen to this. I had this on a playlist. I love this one so much. You can just see, especially with the animation, just see like the desperation. Like, this is a desperation final attack, a final pushback, final comeback, for this unit here for the OST. And it doesn't even build up. It's just like, hey, we're getting into it right now, and we're gonna go all out here. And it's first 15 seconds. It's perfect. It's perfect. There's some, just like the Tech Carnival Goku, where it's like, hey, I could put it above this, but then I come back to this. I'll go 3 weeks, 4 weeks without listening to the song, and then I come back to it and I'm like, why did I ever put anything above this OST? Like, what the heck? It's just that good. Now, everyone has their preference, right? Some people like more so villain side, which again, I think the Omega OSTs are really good, which I don't even have them in, honorable mentions. But, I like, especially these top 5 who are, they're all, super. Like, I think the top 8, the top 8 are super class units. Obviously, they put more love and care into them because there's more of them. And for these bigger celebrations, are you going to have a Vegeta and Trunks? Or are you going to have a Zamasu headline? Like, more people are going to want the Vegeta and Trunks to headline, especially when you see what they do. Before they came out, everyone's like, oh yeah, what a stupid unit. That's the headliner. Then you see the unit. You see it as a whole. They're active. They're passive. They're super attack. You see what they do, and they're like, that's worthy. That's worthy. More people are going to summon for a super class unit than they are for a extreme class unit. Now, Zamasu's really, really hot, popular, really hot. So he could headline. Which, if it is Future Saga Worldwide this year for 2023, probably is going to be a headliner, I would guess, unless they save him for a part 2. But the headliners are like part 1. Like, they're the part 1 units. So if it's Vegito and Zamasu for part 1, he's worthy of it. But there's some, like Bojack can't carry a celebration on his own. To an extent, Piccolo Jr. can't, but that's just because not a lot of people care about OG Dragon Ball. They've just seen Z. So stuff like that. Cooler carried last. Well, he didn't carry because you had again number 2 on this list with the LR Carnival LR Tech Goku. But Cooler can carry. Frieza can carry. There are some villains that can. Kid Buu, where is he, by the way? We're still waiting on him for being a headlining LR. There are some that can, but there's just something about a super type unit headlining part 1 of a major celebration that's going to draw people in. Tech Carnival Goku, again, drew people in, not only with the OSTs, not only with his animations, with his kit. You have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. First of all, it's Super Saiyan 4, so that's already like, hey, here you go, here's Super Saiyan 4. We don't care about the rest, we'll just take that. But stuff like that carries. They're going to take a lot more care of these super class units because there's a lot more fond memories of these super class units than there are of these extreme class. Now, Frieza's on his level his own, so like they're going to make sure to take care of Frieza because he's come back to. Like, there's so many scenes and whatnot with him. The manga has a new form for him. So there's just so much that they are going to make sure that Frieza, of all villains, gets cared for. But Moro, who's an upcoming villain, they're probably not going to care too much about. Granola is like an anti-hero, so they're probably not going to care too much about. But just this Vegeta and Trunks just... it's so good, and I know I'm talking for a long time here. I'm just gonna wrap this up. I'm sure the OST has stopped, and well, maybe I'm still playing the OST. I don't know. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna end it as is. There's just I can't tell you how many times I've stepped away from this OST, come back to it, and gone, hey, I can't put anything above it. I can't. I've tried to. I listen to so many. There's so many OSTs you can listen to, and then you go back to the ones you have listened to, and you're like, no, no, get down the list. So for now, like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know your top 10. You can put some honorable mentions. I know I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 6. So if you want to put 6, I tried to keep it to 5, but that, Super Vegeta, it's hard to do that. Carnival, STR Goku, I love his OST. So there's just some of them where it's just like, I have to. Like, I gotta put someone else in there because they still enjoy the OSTs. So, with everything being said, again, go ahead and put your, your top 10 in honorable mentions. You don't have to do honorable mentions if you don't want to in the comments below. I'm out of here for now, though. Peace.